Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Continuing with cattle from the A.J. Arberry translation of Quran. In the name of God, the merciful, the compassionate, praise belongs to God who created the heavens and the earth and appointed the shadows and the light, and then the unbelievers ascribe equals to their Lord. Isaiah has something like this. It kind of this kind of counteracts this cosmic dualism sort of thing. It is he who creates you of the clay, and then a term is stated with him, yet thereafter you doubt. He is God in the heavens and the earth. He knows your secrets and what you publish, and he knows what you are earning. Not a sign of their Lord comes to them, but they turn away from it, and they cried lies to the truth when it came to them. But there shall come to them the news of that they were mocking. Have they not regarded how we destroyed before them many a generation we established in the earth, as we never established you, and how we loosed heaven upon them in torrents, and made the rivers to flow beneath them? Then we destroyed them because of their sins, and raised up after them another generation. And we sent down on thee a book and parchment, and so they touched it with their hands, yet the unbelievers would have said, this is naught but manifest sorcery. Why has an angel not been sent down on him? And they say, yet had we sent down an angel, the matter would have been determined, and then no respite would have been given them. Unfallen angel, light being, Madriax, or Devis, or Devas, And had we made him an angel, yet assuredly we would have made him a man, and confused for them the thing which they themselves are confusing. Messengers indeed were mocked at before thee, but those that scoffed at them were encompassed by that they mocked at. Say, journey in the land, and behold, how was the end of them that cried lies? Say to whom belongs what is in the heavens and in the earth. Say it is God's. He has prescribed for himself mercy. He will surely gather you to the resurrection day, of which is no doubt. Those who have lost their souls, they do not believe, and to him belongs whatsoever inhabits the night and the day, and he is the all-hearing, the all-knowing. Say, shall I take to myself as protector other than God, the originator of the heavens and of the earth? He who feeds and is not fed. Say, I have been commanded to be the first of them that surrender. Be not thou the idolaters. Say, indeed, I fear if I should rebel against my Lord, the chastisement of a dreadful day. From whosoever it is averted on that day, he will have mercy on him. And that is the manifest triumph. And if God visits thee with affliction, none can remove it but he. And if he visits thee with good, he is powerful over everything. He is omnipotent over his servants, and he is the all-wise, the all-aware. Say, what thing is greatest in testimony? Say, God is witness between me and you, and this Quran has been revealed to me, and that I may warn you thereby. And whomsoever it may reach, do you indeed testify that there are other gods with God? Say, I do not testify. Say, he is only one God, and I am quit of that you associate. Those to whom we have given the book recognize it as they recognize their sons. Those who have lost their own souls, they do not believe, and who does greater evil than he who forges against God a lie or cries lies to his signs? And they shall not prosper, the evildoers. And on the day when we shall muster them all together, then we shall say to those who associated other gods with God, where are your associates whom you were asserting? Then they shall have no providing but to say, God, By God our Lord, we never associated other gods with thee. Behold how they lie against themselves, and how that which they were forging has gone astray from them. And some of them are there that listen to thee, and we lay veils upon their hearts, lest they understand it, and in their ears heaviness. And if they see any sign whatever, they do not believe in it, so that when they come to thee, they dispute with thee, the unbelievers, saying, This is not but the fairy tales of the ancient ones, and they forbid it, and keep far from it, and it is only themselves they destroy, but they are not aware. If thou couldst see when they are stationed before the fire, and they say, Would that we might be returned, and then not cry lies to the signs of our Lord, but that we might be among the believers. No, that which they were concealing before has now appeared to them, and even if they were returned, they would again commit the very thing they were prohibited. They are truly liars. And such is one of the arguments against the reincarnation. Is like, if you didn't do it right, if you didn't do this life right the first time, millions of chances, most people, why would you do any better the second time? And they say, There is only our present life, we shall not be raised. If thou couldst see when they are stationed before their Lord, he will say, Is not this the truth? They will say, Yes, indeed, by our Lord. He will say, Then taste the chastisement for your unbelief. Lost indeed are they that cried lies to the encounter with God, so that when the hour comes to them suddenly they shall say, Alas for us, that we neglected it. On their backs they shall be bearing their loads. Oh, how evil the loads they bear! The present life is not but a sport and a diversion. Surely the last abode is better for those that are God-fearing. What do you not understand? We know indeed that it grieves thee, the things they say, yet it is not thee they cry lies to, but the evildoers. It is the signs of God that they deny. Messengers indeed were cried lies to before thee, yet they endured patiently that they were cried lies to, and were hurt, until our help came unto them. No man can change the words of God, and there has already come to thee some tiding of the envoys, and if their turning away is distressful for thee, why, if thou canst seek out a hole in the earth or a ladder in heaven to bring them some sign, but had God willed, he would have gathered them to the guidance. So be not thou one of the ignorant. And even if God would send such a sign, and one can say that he has in the night journey of Muhammad, that, they didn't have the spiritual awareness to be aware of these things in the first place. Answer only those who will hear. As for the dead, God will raise them up. Then unto him they will be returned. And they also say, Why has no sign been sent down upon him from his Lord? Say, Surely God is able to send down a sign, but most of them know not. No creature is there crawling on the earth, no bird flying with its wings, but they are nations like unto yourselves. We have neglected nothing in the book. Then to their Lord they shall be mustered, and those who cry lies to our signs are deaf and dumb, dwelling in the shadows. Whomsoever God will, he leads astray, and whomsoever he will, he sets him on a straight path. Well, that does not sound right in the English, but God lets people go astray. I think that there's better English for this. Say, what think you if God's chastisement comes upon you, or on the Or the hour comes upon you, will you call upon any other than God? If you speak truly, no, upon him you will call, and he will remove that for which you call upon him. If he will, and you will forget that you associate with him. Indeed, we seize nations before thee, and we seize them with misery and hardship, that haply they might be humble, if only when our might came upon them. And they had been humble, but their hearts were hard, and Satan decked out fair to them what they were doing. So when they forgot what they were reminded of, we opened unto them the gates of everything, until when they rejoiced in what they were given, we seized them suddenly, and behold, they were sore confounded. So the last remnant of the people who did evil was cut off. Praise belongs to God, the Lord of all being. Say, what think you if God seizes your hearing and sight, and sets a seal upon your hearts? Who is a God other than God to give it back to you? Behold how we turn about the signs, yet thereafter they are turning away. Say, what think you if God's chastisement comes upon you suddenly or openly? Shall any be destroyed except the people of the evildoers? Say, we do not send the envoys except good tidings to bear and warning. Whoever believes and makes amends, no fear shall be on them, neither shall they sorrow. But those who cry lies to our signs, them the chastisement shall visit, for that they were ungodly. Say, I do not say to you, I possess the treasures of God. I know not the unseen, and I say not to you, I am an angel. I only follow what is revealed to me. Say, what are the blind and seeing man equal? Will you not reflect, and warn therewith those who fear that they shall be mustered to their Lord? They have, apart from God, no protector and no intercessor. Haply they will be God-fearing, and do not drive away those who call upon their Lord at morning and evening, desiring his countenance. Nothing other account falls upon thee, and nothing of thy account falls upon them, that thou shouldest drive them away, and so become one of the evildoers. And I'm reminded of what's said, one of the things about the Buddha when he came back from his experience, the Buddha being a composite, but anyways, when he came back with his experience, or you this, or you this, or you this, one of them was not a god, a devi, which isn't a god. So are you an angel? No, I'm not an angel. And here we have the same thing being said. Upon their Lord at morning and evening, desiring his countenance, nothing of their account falls upon thee, and nothing of thy account falls upon them, that thou shouldest drive them away, and so become one of the evildoers. Even so we have tried some of them by others, that they may say, are these the ones God has been gracious to among us? Knows not God very well the thankful? And when those who believe in our signs come to thee, say, peace be upon you, your Lord has prescribed for himself mercy. Whosoever of you does evil in ignorance, and thereafter repents and makes amends, he is all forgiving, all compassionate. And thus we distinguish our signs, that the sinner's way may be manifest. Say, I am forbidden to serve those you call on apart from God. Say, I do not follow your caprices, or else I had gone astray, and would not be of the right guided. Say, I stand upon a clear sign from my Lord, and you have cried lies to it. Not with me is that you seek to hasten, and judgment is God's alone. He relates the truth, and he is the best of deciders. Say, if what you seek to hasten were with me, the matter between you and me would be decided, and God knows very well the evildoers. With him are the keys of the unseen. No one knows them but he knows what is in land and sea. Not a leaf falls, but he knows it. Not a grain in the earth's shadows, not a thing fresh or withered, but it is in a book manifest. And I think there's another way that this is said, but Quran's supposed to contain guidance
in the broad or the specific form for every matter. And I can't think of anything that does not live up to that point of every good and truth. I see it confirmed somewhere. Every evil or ignorance, again, I see it confirmed somewhere. It is he who recalls you by night, and he knows what you work by day. Then he raises you up therein, that a stated term may be determined. Then unto him shall you return. Then he will tell you of what you have been doing. He is the omnipotent over his servants. He sends recorders over you, till when any one of you is visited by death, our messengers take him, and they neglect not. Then they are restored to God, their protector, the true. Surely his is the judgment. He is the swiftest of reckoners. Say, who delivers you from the shadows of land and sea? You call upon him humbly and secretly. Truly, if thou delivers from these, we shall be among the faithful. Say, God delivers you from them and from every distress. Then you assign him associates. Say, he is able to send forth upon you chastisement from above you, or from under your feet, or to confuse you in sects, and to make you taste the violence of one another. Behold, how we turn about the signs, haply they will understand. Thy people have cried, it lies, yet it is the truth. Say, I am not a guardian over you. Every tiding has its time. Every tiding has its time appointed. You will surely know. And that was the thing. Every messenger prophet, every exemplar prophet, often combined in the same figure, they were supposed to convey, and if they weren't accepted, they weren't accepted. When thou seest those who plunge into our signs, take away from them until they plunge into some other talk, or if Satan should make thee forget, do not sit after the reminding with the people of the evildoers. Nothing on their account falls upon those that are God-fearing, but a reminding. Haply they will be God-fearing. Leave alone those who take their religion for a sport and a diversion, and whom the present life has deluded. Remind hereby, lest a soul should be given up to destruction for what it has earned apart from God. It has no protector and no intercessor, though it offer any equivalent, it shall not be taken from it. Those are they who have given up to destruction for what they have earned. For them awaits a draught of boiling water and a painful chastisement, for that they were unbelievers. And that is, again, something that we should look at, is that the intercession thing. Yes, you can pray for people and all this stuff, but if it's not in line with God's will for them, or if they're not pleasing or against God, well, in some way, then no one's going to overturn who they really are. Or, oh, they would have gone to hell except for these people prayed for them. That stuff doesn't happen. Shall we call apart from God on that which neither profits nor hurts us? And shall we be turned back on our heels after that God has guided us, like one lured to the bewilderment in the earth by Satan's? Though he has friends who call him to guidance, come to us, say God's guidance is the true guidance, and we were commanded to surrender to the Lord of all being, and perform the prayer and fear him, and it is unto him you shall be mustered. I'm not sure whether it says regard or fear, but it is he who created the heavens and the earth in truth, and the day he says be, and it is. His saying is true, and his is the kingdom the day the trumpet is blown. He is the knower of the unseen and the visible. He is the all-wise, the all-aware. And when Abraham said to his father Azar, "Take thou idols for gods, I see thee and thy people in manifest error." There's something more to the language there, but I hope you understand there's broadness in what's being said. But a lot of people's opposition is that there's difference between here and what they believe or what's not been established scientifically in any sort elsewhere. So we were showing Abraham the kingdom of the heavens and the earth, that he might be of those having sure faith. When night outspreads over him, he saw a star and said, "This is my Lord." But when it set, he said, "I love not the setters." And when he saw the moon rising, he said, "This is my Lord." But when it set, he said, "If my Lord does not guide me, I shall surely be the people gone astray." When he saw the sun rising, he said, "This is my Lord, this is greater." But when it set, he said, "O my people, surely I am quit of that you associate. I have turned my face to him who originated the heavens and the earth, a man of pure faith. I am not of the idolaters." And his people disputed with him. He said, "Do you dispute with me concerning God? And he has guided me. I fear not what you associate with him, except my Lord will allot. My Lord embraces all things. In his knowledge will you not remember? How should I fear what you have associated, seeing you fear not what you have associated with God, and that whereon he has not sent down on you any authority?" Astrology, as in saying stuff regarding the stars, is one thing in a broad sense. But to say that this happened because of this and this star, and that these planets are causing these things to happen, and these stars are causing these things to happen, that's different. I mean, the sun casts light on the earth, but so it's obvious he was guided. After he went out to his father, he was shown the signs, and he was asking, "Is this my Lord? Is this my Lord? Is this my Lord?" And so it's like unto the star tarot card, where it's supposed to be, it's also in church paintings, but the thing that takes in the water and puts out the water, and it's taking in the information. That old stuff people say, well, it's not needed anymore, and that goes away. Which of the two parties has better title to security, if you have any knowledge? Those who believe, and we have not confounded their belief with evil doing. To them belongs the true security. They are rightly guided. And that is our argument which we bestowed upon Abraham. As against his people we raise up in degrees whom we will. Surely thy Lord is all-wise, all-knowing. And we gave to him Isaac and Jacob, each one we guided. And Noah we guided before, and of his seed David and Solomon, and Job and Joseph, Moses and Aaron. Even so we recompense the evildoers. Zechariah and John, and Jesus and Elias, each was of the righteous. Ishmael and Elisha, Jonah and Lot, each one we preferred above all beings, and of their fathers, and of their seed, and of their brethren, and we elected them, and we guided them to a straight path. Is it that the Israelites had 100 exemplar prophets, or were they messenger prophets? It's narrated that Muhammad ibn Abdullah said that they had a constant lineage of prophets, and I think it was exemplar prophets, but nonetheless, that's, both the named and the unnamed, Muslim is commanded to call upon them. 25 named ones, 3 unnamed ones, it goes way beyond that, and our acceptance of the guidance that humanity has received. And that is God's guidance. He guides by it whom he will of his servants, Had they been idolaters, it would have failed them, the things they did. Those are they to whom we gave the book, the judgment, the profited. So if those disbelieve in it, we have already entrusted it to a people who do not disbelieve in it. Those are they whom God has guided, so follow their guidance. Say, I ask of you no wage for it. It is but a reminder unto all beings. They measured not God with his true measure when they said, God is not sent down not on any mortal. Say, who sent down the book that Moses brought as a light and as a guidance to men? You put it into parchments, revealing them and hiding much that you were taught that you knew not. And you and your fathers say God, then leave them alone, playing their game of plunging. This is a book we have sent down, blessed and confirming that which was before it, and for thee to warn the mother of cities, and those about her, and those who believe in the world to come believe in it, and watch over their prayers. And who does greater evil than he who forges against God a liar? Says to me, it has been revealed, when naught has been revealed to him. Are he who says, I will send down the like of what God has sent down. If thou couldst only see what the evildoers are in the agonies of death, and the angels are stretching out their hands, give up your souls. Today you shall be recompensed with the chastisement of humiliation for what you said untruly about God, waxing proud against his signs. Now you have come to us one by one as we created you upon the first time, and you have left what you conferred on you behind your backs. We do not see with you your intercessors, those you asserted to be associates in you. The bond between you is now broken. That which you ever asserted has now gone astray from you. The Septi, maybe Septi, maybe. I don't know the actual hieroglyphic, but this original time, that's not what we're talking about here. It is God who splits the grain and the date stone, brings forth the living from the dead. He brings forth the dead too from the living. So that then is God. Then how are you perverted? He splits the sky into dawn, and has made the night for a repose, and the sun and moon for a reckoning. That is the ordaining of the Almighty, the All-Knowing. It is he who has appointed for you the stars, that by them you might be... and by them you might be guided in the shadows of land and sea. We have distinguished the signs for a people who know. It is he who produced you from one living soul, and then a lodging place, and then a repository. We have distinguished the signs for a people who understand. It is he who sent down out of the heaven water, and thereby we have brought forth the shoot of every plant, and then we have brought forth the green leaf of it, bringing forth from it close compounded grain, and out of the palm tree from the spathe of it, dates thick clustered, ready to the hand, and gardens of vines, olives, pomegranates, like each to each, and each unlike to each. Look upon their fruits when they fructify and ripen. Surely in all this are signs for a people who do believe, yet they ascribe to God as associates the jinn, the fire beings, the fallen angels, but they weren't a different material. Some call them the elementals, the asuras. The Davas. Though he created them, and they impute to him sons and daughters without any knowledge, glory be to him. So typically when people talk about gods and goddesses, that is what we're talking about. Those accepting of it would be the jinn. High be he exalted above what that they describe, the creator of the heavens and the earth. How should he have a son, seeing that he has no consort, and he created all things, and he has knowledge of everything? That then is God your Lord. There is no God but he, the creator of everything. So serve him, for he is guardian over everything. The eyes attain him not, but he attains the eyes. He is the all-subtle, the all-aware. Now, I typically can't say this in the way that I see the colors and feel as many feelings as when I read the Arabic, but what I'm doing here is presenting a translation. So